What up, what up, what up? What up, y'all? It's your guy, back again to bust some more heads. Whether I'm busting heads open to make people think, or I'm busting heads open to make people shut the fuck up. Doesn't matter. It's all important. So I got another topic I want to talk to y'all about, and it's called apologizing for being white. This has to be exposed because I don't know if the elite know their time is up or whatever the case is, but they are working extra hard through fake pages. And, you know, now it's to the point that they got these fake pages. They'll say some crazy, stupid stuff like, thanks to the white man, I wouldn't have nothing. I'd still be in Africa, a monkey, and then you can't even comment on it. You know, they're getting to the point that they won't even let you comment on the shit. Like, they'll say racist shit, and then they'll make it to where you can't comment on it. These people are trying to divide and conquer y'all. Well, they already have divided and conquered us. But this is what they're doing now. This is what they're doing now. Because they feel like they're losing their grips. The elite, that is. They, the elite. Whenever I say they in this video, just understand I'm talking about the elite. The elite feel like they're losing their power, their grips, or whatever, so they've been working extra hard, making fake AI videos of a black person doing somebody wrong that's white, or a white person doing somebody wrong that's black. And remember what I've told y'all a long time ago. You can tell these videos are fake by the blurriness in it. Like, it looked like somebody cut out a scene of something and then added something or added something to it. So I feel like they're going to use this AI shit to create more racism. They're trying to start race war because they need separation so they could continue to rule. You know, everybody hip to that one chick on TikTok, that white chick that wake up every day on TikTok. All she do is talk about how black people are the worst people in the world, but yet, if we are so bad, why do you wake up and talk about it? Why? Why do you wake up and talk about people that you're so much better than? That don't make sense to me. If I'm so much better than you, I'm not going to wake up every day talking about you. To me, it seems like you're trying to make them look like they're not good or good enough because you don't feel like you're good enough. Or, honestly, with this chick and her TikTok, I think what she's doing is she's preying on beta white males. What do I mean by that? What I mean is she's just making a page telling white males what they want to hear about black people this, black people that, and she's getting clicks and views and paid off of it. I forget her name, but I think it's got a picture of USA on it or something. Y'all know this chick, man. But this chick getting paid off of beta white males' mindsets. She's just telling y'all what y'all want to hear to get clicks and likes. It's a TikTok chick. You know, that's all it boiled down to. But all they're doing now, anything they could think of to make people racist against each other, man. These pages are fake. A lot of these pages on Facebook. That woman's page ain't fake on TikTok, but Facebook, they'll say some racial shit, and then you click on the page, and it's not even a real page. These are fads and shit, man. These are bots. These are bots. These are not real people, man. But I would like to say this. I don't want nobody to apologize for being who they are. It's not your fault. But guess what? I'm not going to apologize for being black. What does that mean? I'm going to keep exposing the tactics like I'm doing right now that you're trying to use to cause racism. I'm going to keep exposing who black people really was in their history and what you stole from them. I'm not going to apologize either. See, you want me to be quiet because I'm exposing the elite and the elite hand. And once that happens, people are going to start to wake up and realize why they fell. And once they realize why they've been conquered and failed and who they really are, it's over for you. The game is up. The game is up for you. I'm not going to apologize for being black. That means I have the duty to expose all the lies that you've been putting out here. I have the duty to explain and expose to black people who they really are. That's my duty. So I'm not going to apologize. How about that? I'm not going to apologize for being black. All they're doing is trying to make white people, not the elite, white people think that, you know, yeah, go against black people. They're making you apologize. No. Actually, your average, normal white person shouldn't be apologizing. You know who should be apologizing, though? The elite. Most of them are white people, but they should be the ones apologizing because they're fooling everybody. They're tricking everybody, including white people. You're the ones that need to be apologizing. You so-called Illuminati elite. But you want to flip it and try to make it seem like when you hear black people talk about ancient Egypt and how they stole all the black history and shit, you want to flip it and try to make it seem like we're attacking modern day white people. But in reality, you know we're attacking your Illuminati powerhouse ass and exposing you, because once you're exposed, you cannot rule anymore. Your time will be up because once people know how you became in rulership, they can now figure out how to take you down. Hold on. I've never met in my life, well, I ain't gonna say that. I'm sure there are some black people out here that want whites to apologize for slavery and this or that. You know, I'm sure there is some. But me personally, I don't give a fuck. You ain't gotta apologize. If anything, because for real, it's the only, like I said, the only people that need to apologize is the people who created slavery, the people who's creating this racism. They're the ones that need to apologize to us for putting poison in our food, creating racism, making us hate each other, and all these other things that they do, dumbing down your kids, all this stuff. They're the ones that need to apologize, but they're trying to flip it and make it seem like it's the white people that we're talking about. Yes, these people are white. They're Jewish and some are black too. The people that rule the world, yeah, they're all racist, right? But they're trying to flip it and make it seem like we're just, when we argue online with white people or something, they're trying to make it seem like we're attacking them. Some people ignorantly do it because they don't know no better. But ultimately, people are talking about the elite that rule the world when they say these claims and make these claims. And then they're brainwashing white people saying, don't apologize for being white. And translation, don't apologize for the dirt that we elite did, but we're going to just shove it off on normal white people who ain't had nothing to do with it. So we don't have to apologize. We'll just continue to hide in the background. And they're only making that statement, don't apologize to be white, to make everybody riled up. That's all they're doing, man. And if you're a white racist, you're gonna bite it. You're gonna bite that apple. Yeah, I'm not apologizing for being white, blah, blah, blah. Nobody, I ain't never asked you to apologize for being who you are. But I'm not gonna apologize for being who I am. So I'm gonna keep exposing the people who look like you. And I'm gonna keep doing it. And I suggest all black people keep doing it. You lie, you said that black people come from Africa. How the fuck you live on a boat for 30 days with no water and shit under the boat? Your stock is going to die. You know, your so-called slave stock. And then you try to act like you had to free black people and all this. And then act like black people never invented nothing and all that. Yeah, I'm exposing that. Because I'm not going to apologize for being black. I'm exposing all your lies. That's what I'm here for. That's what other people are here for. So the future generation will know what's really up. And eventually they'll take down these liars. And they know that. That's why they work so hard to say that, see, they're just attacking white people. Don't apologize for being white. Just creating diversions to make people fight even more than what they really are than what they already are. Y'all gotta wake up to this shit, man. Unfortunately, racist people ain't gonna wake up to it. Regardless of what color you are, racist people are not going to wake up to it. Just like that racist white chick on TikTok. Racist men are just sitting there all day long, not doing nothing with their fucking life, just being beta male bitches, clicking and giving her clicks and views and likes and paying her. That's all y'all doing. All they do is talk. Everything they say out their fucking mouth applies to their race too. You can say black, 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 but everything you say about black people apply to you. Everything. Fighting in stores, every fucking thing. That's why racism is dumb. Because it applies to everybody. Just like being a sexist is dumb. Everything you can say about males, you can say about women. Everything you can say about women, you can say about males. What the fuck is the point? This shit is disgusting, bro. You guys can go ahead and bite these apples and be fall for this dumbass shit if you want to. I'm not. I know what they're doing. That's why I guarantee you, next time you get on Facebook, when you see a racist comment, watch. Click on that page and it's going to be a fake page. Most of y'all going to take it as it's a troll. No, that's the fucking feds, the elite, making fake accounts, man. Making people fight. Now they got to the point that you can't even comment back. It'll say too many comments on the thread, basically. So they'll say some racist shit and post it, and then you can't even comment on it. Because they don't want you to kick back against that shit. Thank you, white man, for bringing me out of Africa because I would be a monkey. This dumb shit, right? You can't comment on that because they know people like me, black men like me, who know the fuck we really are, will bust their head with facts. So now they're trying to censor that by saying you can't comment on it. Too many people have commented on it. Shit is crazy, man. The so-called Negro is not even a fucking African. Fucking liars, man. You was already here. You and the so-called Mexicans are the fucking natives. All they did was say a word native to throw the diversion. You so-called minorities was already here first. All of y'all. You did not come from no fucking Africa, dog. You look nothing like Africans, even if you say, oh, because they mix. Bullshit. Bullshit, dog. The Negro and the so-called African was never the same. Even the so-called Bible says put the difference between the Hebrew and the so-called the Egyptians. They don't even want you to know that this might be ancient Egypt. Why is all these artifacts and shit over by the Grand Canyon and shit and you not allowed in there and shit? These people are liars, dog. Everything they say and teach us is lies. Once you understand that, you'll stop listening to it and you'll stop falling for their bullshit ass race bait. They're trying to make it seem like every black person wants to beg a white person to apologize for this or that. Why would I do that when I know who the real people who really orchestrated slavery? And not only that, I know why the black people really went in slavery in the first place. It's because they broke the covenant because they are the people of the Bible. So I'm not mad at anybody other than the people who broke the fucking covenant. The so-called real Jews. Been mad at you for, what's that going to do? Asking you to apologize, what's that going to do? It's a translation to basically say, we're not sorry for what happened to you, shut the fuck up. That's basically what I get out of it. But let it be the fake Jews and all these other people and everybody named mama coming to the rescue and feel sorry for them. Let it be a fucking dog. And he get more sympathy than the so-called black male that gets killed. And then when you expose that, racist people will kick against that. Because they have been programmed to believe that black people are the enemy. Black people are the worst people in the world and all this other shit. Instead of the elite who created the diversion in the first place. But these people will sit back and say that there's no such thing as racism. If there's no such thing as racism, you would understand the standpoint of a lot of points that black people are making. Because you would feel like the people who are on top are your enemy too. But a lot of y'all, not people listen to this, but a lot of them really feel in deep down in their heart that the so-called elite are on their side. But then they try to mask it by saying, there's no such thing as racism. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Because they really believe deep down inside that they do got an upper hand in the safety net. But they've been deceived too. You're not a part of the Illuminati. I don't give a fuck what color you are. You be white as snow. If you're not a part of the Illuminati, you're not safe. You're no different than me, motherfucker. You still a slave like me. Technically, I'm not a slave because I know the truth. The truth sets you free, but you get the point. The truth sets you free, especially for you black people. Knowing who you really are and knowing that no matter what they say about you didn't do this and do that. Once you know who you really are, you know that you was doing all this shit, this so-called great shit that you see in America today, that you already was doing. But they'll laugh and say, oh, no, you wasn't this and that. They'll even say that you wasn't even the first people. But the sun clearly tells you otherwise. And all they are is black. Ain't that some shit? All these other races are black people, just different, what do you call it? Different breeds of black people. That's all they are. Everybody's black. Everybody. I don't give a fuck who told you differently. That everybody can go back to that so-called black woman, like it or not. And a lot of other races women get offended by it. I don't know why. You're still the same. There's no way around this. Oh, that's right, because you've been programmed that you're better than the so-called black woman or black people. That's something y'all got to deal with. You can't handle the truth, get the fuck out the kitchen. I don't know what to tell you. But the truth is the truth, and eventually the so-called universe is going to make it to where you can't deny the truth. You're going to need melanated people at some point, and the elite know this. They know this shit. That's why they try to keep everybody divided and shit. This is their job. I don't even get mad at racist people. I don't hate them. I don't get mad at them. I just bust their head with facts. And I just steer clear from them because they don't know any better. It's not their fault, really. For real, it's really not. They've really been programmed to hate people and think that they're better than everybody and everything else. Meanwhile, they smartphone and the internet, the internet, and the GPS was made by black people. Oh, no, they wasn't. You're a liar. Look what it says on the Google. I don't give a fuck about the Google. It's already been exposed. Who the fuck is Google? We know who runs that. Same people that have been lying to you about the natives, who the natives really are, and all this other shit. Everybody's black, so that argument of who did this and who did that don't even fucking matter. Because really, there's no such thing as race. You motherfuckers believe that there's a such thing as race. I know the truth. There is no such thing as race. There's different breeds of one race. Period. To me, I feel like when they say, I'm not going to apologize for being white, this and that. Dude, bottom line is there's a such thing as privilege. You might not benefit from it. Most people don't. But it's still there. You know why it's there? It's not your fault that it's there. It's not my fault that it's there. It's the elite's fault that it's there. But to act like it's not there, it actually helps them be able to keep it there. If more other races exposed, like, man, look, I ain't giving up my job or nothing for black people, but it's true, man. The way they do be trying to put racism more towards black people and stuff. If you had other races saying shit like that, I feel like it would make a big difference. Notice, I ain't say give up nothing. I ain't say you owe me anything, but you should. You see it. You see a lot of other races of people exposing this shit because they're real people. It doesn't hurt them one bit. But you got a lot of racist people. That's why they not going to expose it. That's why they're going to act like it does not exist. And personally, I've said it before and I'll say it again. You can have that privilege card. I got God. I don't want your privilege card. Other black people might want it. I don't. Other black people might want you to apologize. I don't. I don't want you to do shit for me. Because you're not God. There's nothing you could do for me, to be honest. You're not God. So I don't give a fuck if you feel sorry for black people getting killed, 70 million black people in the slave trade getting killed or whatever. I don't give a fuck. That's something that you and God got to deal with. That's your spirit, not mine. You don't got to feel sorry. You can't hide from God if you're racist or not. I'm not going to apologize for being white. I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to apologize for being black. I'm going to keep exposing the truth. I ain't mad. I ain't say no hatred toward nobody. I'm just exposing the truth because that's what I'm supposed to do as a black man. But you want me to apologize for that shit? You want me to be muted for that shit? Charlie Kirk lying like a motherfucker. Blacks are 12%, but they commit most of the crimes. How the fuck do they commit most of the crimes when they don't rule the world? The elite commit most of the fucking crimes, and we know who the elite is for the most part. Just because they're, how are you going to charge somebody for, how are you going to charge yourself for committing crime? Nobody does that. Name one person in history that's going to charge themselves for committing crimes. The elite's not going to charge themselves. Poison all in Little Johnny's food, but Little Johnny's dad is worried about some black guy. Stupid motherfuckers. Oh, because the guy that put the poison in your food looked like you, so it's okay. That's dumb. You're no different than black people who give a pass to rappers just because they look like them. No, it's only the white people that are deceiving us, dog. You know, but the rappers, they ain't got no part in it at all. Yes, the fuck they do. Your so-called celebrities and shit, rappers and athletes, they're part of the elite too. Just a lower level. But it's the same thing. This is what racism does. It makes you not hold your own race accountable for shit and just point the finger at the other races. And that's every race that does that. It ain't just black people. Racism will make you believe it's just black people wanting other races to apologize. Meanwhile, every race is doing that shit, basically. It's just on a different level or a different way. They still doing it. Somebody got mad because something about Breakfast Club said some racist shit, right? But then other people could say some racist shit too. Or I might be able to get away. Breakfast Club might be able to get away with saying something racist, but you can get away with reaching for your fucking ID without getting shot. I can't. There's shit you can get away with, I can't get away with. There's shit that I can get away with, you can't get away with. And that's the way the elite made it. That's how they create the division. Let these people get away with this, let these people get away with that, and then they're gonna bump heads. That racist shit is played the fuck out. Dog, I'm telling y'all, man. I'm telling you, because that's not the real issue. All y'all tired of struggling and all this other shit, it's not the other races. It's not other people's races that's making this happen. It's the people in charge, man. It really is. And I just don't understand how a lot of America is struggling, but still blaming black people who are not even in charge. You still refuse to blame the people that look like you, because that's what racism does, and that's what racism is. I'm not going to blame my people for nothing. But when I see you do it, I'm going to be mad and say all this and monkey this and all that. They'll even go as far as, you act like one, get called one. But yet you will not call somebody who looked like you one. He did the same act. He stole something. I thought it was just a word. If it's just a word, why don't you call the people who look like you that? When you mad at them, why don't you call them that? It's just a word, right? Because it's not just a word, you dummy. You're literally pointing hate towards a group of people. If I say a racist word, I'm pointing hate towards them people. Give a fuck what you say about it. Because I could have called you anything. I could have called you anything but your racist word. Anything. But I'm telling y'all, man, stay to yourself a lot, because it's going to get worse. You're going to see a lot more of this racism bullshit, because a lot of people, they not liking how their life is turning out right now. They've been programmed to believe that other races are their enemies. You got a lot of shit going on. Everybody mad at everybody except for this so-called elite. Those are the ones they really should be mad at, but they're mad at each other because they've been programmed to believe that it's each other that's the problem or the enemy instead of the people who rule over you. It's the fucking truth, people. See, this is the thing. How come them same people who are so quick to say, I'm not apologizing for being white, just discuss the topic that the person's trying to talk about? Like, man, I see your point. They are on some bullshit type shit. And I don't agree with it. I think it's kind of fucked up. But you don't see that. You know why? Because you got so many beta males out this motherfucker, man. So many racist beta males who are not happy with themselves when they look in the fucking mirror or look deep down in their soul. They're not happy with themselves, so they hate other people. They're jealous of other people. It's the fucking truth, man. That's why this shit'll never stop. All a racist is a fucking hater. That's it. A racist might be mad because you date their daughter and you're not the same race as them, right? But then that same racist, right? The daughter can have the same race guy and he'll find something else to hate on about that guy. That's all a hater is. They just find something to hate on you about. If you was the same race as them, they'll find another reason to hate you. They a bunch of haters, man. Miserable ass people. All lives matter. Instead of saying the reason why, even though that was created by the elite and all that dumb bullshit, if all lives matter, why are you not discussing this topic of this type of issue? Why do you gotta throw all lives matter in there? Furthermore, everybody's black anyway, so what the fuck are you really talking about? Black lives matter, motherfucker. Everybody black, dummy. You didn't know that part though, huh? Too stupid to even know that. Stupid motherfuckers, bro. I swear, man, these people are not right. And I'm talking about all people. They not right, bro. I see why the books say stay sober, man, because if not, you're going to be lost in the sauce, man. You're going to be lost in the sauce. In America, I'm looked at as a man that would have a kid by a woman and leave her. You know, I'm looked at as a person that robs and steals. I'm looked at as a person that does drugs and all this other shit. Even though I could have fell victim to that, even though I'm not perfect and have displayed behavior of drinking, smoking, thugging shit, stole something before and all that, at the end of the day, when it was all said and done, when I grew up out of that shit, I become somebody better, just like the next motherfucker. So when you want to point fingers at a certain race of doing this and all that, make sure you point the finger at your own race first. And most importantly, point the finger at yourself first. You want to say, I'm not apologizing for being white. Well, why don't you look at other black people and say, I see why that black person is exposing the shit that we did to their people. And as far as hiding their history, ancient Egypt and all that. I see why. I'm just going to just let that ride. Let that guy do what he do. I'm not even going to intervene with it. But instead, they hop on quick. You didn't do that. You never do this. You live in it. They just jump on and try to just throw their little racist shit to try to hide it, because deep down inside it troubles a lot of their spirits. Because deep down inside, a lot of them are racist and they want the supremacy. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. These motherfuckers couldn't even I guarantee you they have a problem with other races of kids coming over their house and shit. Man, if another race, if I had a house and I had kids, I don't give a fuck what color the kid is. They come to my house, they get treated like my kids, dog. If my kid was wrong and that other kid was at the house, I'm gonna let my kid know, now you wrong for that. I'm not gonna look at that kid differently. None of that bullshit, man. None of it. Just like if I seen 3 black dudes jumping a white dude, I'm like, look, chill, man. He's good. You already beat him. Leave it alone. I'm not going to sit there and laugh and smirk and all this dumbass shit. Oh, they need 5 people to jump people. Even though black people are pretty much have proven that they're the most dominant fighters in the world. Like, just dumb shit. I've never jumped a man in my life. And if I seen a white dude getting jumped by a black dude, I'm going to try to break that shit up. Period. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm going to try to break the shit up. As peacefully as I possibly can without me getting fucked up. I just get tired of people thinking they could put stereotypes on motherfuckers and shit. Like, I'm black, dog. How the fuck you gonna say every black person wants a handout? Every black person this, everybody that. What the fuck happened to me then? What makes me different than the next black person? I'm the same motherfucker, dog. You can't say he came from suburban. No, I came from the same trenches as them. I am them. What is the difference, motherfucker? It can't be the skin, motherfucker, because that's what I got it. What's the difference? And my mom is super dark. My grandpa's super dark. My dad's about my complexion. Everybody in my family pretty much super dark. So miss me with your bullshit. I wouldn't even want to live in a world where there's not, even though everybody's one race, I'm glad that there's different looking people and different races and shit. That's just me. You or other people, I don't know. But me personally, I don't have no problem with it. I like different looking women. Like, I like to look at different looking women. I'm glad there's different versions of women. Just my opinion. And when you, like, there's some of the greatest people that I've met in my life that are not black. And then there's some of the greatest people I've met in my life that are black. That's why I can never be racist. There's people that I've met in my life that I don't like that are black. And then there's people that I met in my life that I don't like that are other races of people. My thing about a racist motherfucker is you act like you have not ran across people that look like you that you don't like. You try to make it seem like everybody that looked like you was good, and then everybody that didn't look like me was just some horrible ass person. It's ridiculous, man. You're full of shit. You're full of shit, man. Every time somebody exposes what the elite have done, and unfortunately the elite is mainly white and Jewish, every time somebody exposes this, I'm not apologizing for being white. But I thought you didn't have nothing to do with it, motherfucker. So why would you even think that you had to apologize? Why can't you let these people expose these people? They're the reason why we fighting with each other and racism is going on in the first place. So I can only come to one conclusion when you kick against it and say, I'm not apologizing for that. I'm not apologizing for the slave trade and shit. I can only come to one conclusion. Instead of you just saying, let it ride, let them do their thing, let them expose what happened to them people. Instead of you doing that, you want to come in and just say some other shit that's really irrelevant. It's like you kicking against what they saying. You basically saying, be quiet, don't say nothing. Every time you try to expose some shit, they always come on with their slick ass comments. Because they betas, man. Most of these men are betas. That's all races. Most men are betas. What do I mean by that? You're weak. You hate on other men for no reason. Jealous. I don't like black people. I don't know why. I just don't like them. Because you jealous. There's no other reason. I don't like whites. I don't know why. I just don't like them. You just jealous, bro. Period. So I don't want nobody to apologize for being who they are. Because technically there's no such thing as no fucking white. There's no such thing, man. Everybody is black. I don't give a fuck what you heard or how you take it or who you want to go to. At the end of the fucking day, everybody came from two people. No way around it. Check your DNA. The Adam gene, everybody got it. And only one group of women possess the other gene, what they call the Eve gene. No way around it. You could kick, scream, get mad all the fuck you want. Go get mad at the people who told you that there's different races of people. Don't get mad at me. Go get mad at them. Everybody's one big family, but they don't want you to know that shit. You're just different breeds of the same family bloodline, basically. For the most part. Over the years, yes, people basically became different breeds of different people, but ultimately, when you look at the original, everybody came from two people. No way around that shit, man. We don't want the elite or whites to apologize. We want the elite to apologize for all the lies. Lying about black people being Africans and they came from Africa. All the lies that you keep telling that I'm going to keep exposing and everybody else going to keep exposing. And for you racist people, you just mad because it's been exposed. Instead of you taking offense to it, maybe you should just let it be. The truth will set you free. Not only does the truth set me free, it sets your ass free too. So while you keep trying to hide the white lies and shit, you motherfucker, you putting more chains on your stupid ass by trying to hold on to the fucking lie. No, they didn't do nothing. They didn't create nothing. They just popped on a slave boat one day. That's where the black people came from. They didn't create the air conditioner in my house. Stupid motherfucking liars. Liars, man. It's sad. It really is, man. It's got to stop, but it ain't going to stop because these people rule the world, man. They coming on Facebook with the fake ass pages and shit. And then you got like foreign people, you know, they can't even speak to you and shit. It's just sickening. They see you, they get the disgusted face and shit. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Maybe I think you got a bomb, motherfucker. Since you just want to look at me and think I'm just some black dude that you been programmed to believe in some killer thug, motherfucker. Maybe you got a bomb in your fucking, when I go in the gym and I see a foreign dude, maybe you got a bomb in your fucking bag, motherfucker. How you feel? How's that feel? You're in my country, motherfucker. But you want to look at me all mean and with hatred. Why? Because you're beta, jealous. For no reason whatsoever, just jealous. Betas. Instead of saying I'm not apologizing for being white, why don't you just expose what they have done? Not the whites, the elites. Why don't you expose what they're doing to us? All of us. Instead of, I'm not apologizing for being white, but I'm not racist. Well, if you're not racist so much, why don't you join in the fucking party and expose these elite? Because if you don't, guess who's going to be victims of the elite? Your grandchildren and your grandchildren's grandchildren. They're all going to be slaves, and it's going to continue to keep going because your stupid ass think it's about some black person. All because you don't realize that the people that look like you are the main ones that are a part of this shit. And it has to be exposed to stop them. What did the Bible say? That man of sin must be revealed. Not maybe. No, it said it. He must be revealed. The man of sin must be revealed. It's not somebody with some fucking horns on their fucking head and they got a pitchfork. It's the fucking elite, man. The truth sets you free. So your kids can be set free. If I have kids, I can explain to them what they need to watch out for. Can't tell you not to listen to rap music, but I'm going to tell you why it's there. Can't tell you why your little girlfriends want to dress like that if I have a daughter, but I'm going to tell you why you probably shouldn't. Can't tell you why they fake black and white cop killings, but I'm going to tell you why. I mean, I can't tell you, well, technically, I can tell you why. A lot of that shit be fake too, like George Floyd and shit. I know y'all gonna get mad. Oh, you tripping. Why that wasn't fake. Bro, the license plate was fake. And what cop you know just gonna sit there with his knee on somebody and just look up and be on camera and commit murder? Fuck out of here, man. And speaking of that, guess what they say? But George Floyd, he was on some drugs and shit. You see how they do that? Then Charlie Kirk died, but he was a great man though. You see what I mean? Even if George Floyd was high, and even if it was real, why the fuck does that matter? He got killed. But a racist motherfucker, they don't care about that. They will always find a reason to say it was your fault. You're the bad guy. You deserved it. That's a racist beta motherfucker, bro. I've never seen a Ku Klux Klan member get killed and be like, yeah, I'm glad he got killed. It's just dumb, man. I think a lot of that school shit be fake too. Like they'll have a kid shoot up the school and then they'll take him to McDonald's and then they'll just shoot some little black kid. Like a lot of that shit be fake, man. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. And now the AI is here, they really can fake this shit. It's going to be so hard for y'all to tell. Only thing I can tell you is look for the blurriness with the AI. Look for the blurriness, like it's like a shadow blur. Like when you see the movement of the people, look for the shadow blur. And it kind of looked like they just stickered the person in the video. Because they do a lot of that shit too. They do that a lot. Shit, they'll have different races of people fighting, and then they'll have the black guy win and the white guy win and shit like that cause diversion. That's all they doing, man. Y'all gotta wake up, man. The only way you're gonna be free out this motherfucker is the truth. You gotta know what they're doing, and once you know what they're doing, it sets you free. That's why anytime I hear, oh, this white guy killed some black guy, a cop type shit, I start analyzing that shit first. I don't get in my feelings and be mad and protest and riot. No, I must analyze that shit first, because a lot of that shit is fake, man. Just like the fake thing of saying apologize for being white. Like, I've been around so many black people in my life. I've rarely heard some black person say, they need to apologize to us, bro. And I've never really heard black people say, you know, that white person down the street, I don't like them. It's always them. When I'm around black people, throughout my whole life, we've always been talking about that man of sin, that leader, the elite. We've always been talking about him, not necessarily Susie down the street and Tom over there down the street. It was the fucking elite. And I think a lot of racists know that black people are talking about the elite, but they try to flip it and say that, see, you're talking about us, shut up, and arguing all this other shit. Because deep down, a lot of them feel like the elite's on their side. But they'll say that there's no such thing as racism or privilege, but yet you're holding hands with the elite. Make it make sense. There's no such thing as privilege. Ain't no fucking way I'm holding my hand with the fucking elite. Only way I'm going to be taken up for the elite or trying to hide what they do is if I feel there is privilege and I'm trying to hold hands with the fucking devil. But these motherfuckers got to realize you dance with the devil. It's not going to be pretty for you. It's not. You see what happened to Puffy and all them. You dance with the devil, it's not going to be pretty. That's another thing. Bill Cosby, Puffy and all them, because they go against the elite. Tupac, you go against the elite, you know, since everybody thinks black men just fucking everybody, that's it. We're just going to say they raped some people. Deshaun Watson, oh, you went off the Texans? Next day, he raped a misogynist. Get the fuck out of here, man. Ridiculous, man. Bill Cosby, you want to try it by NBC? You want to try to step on the elite toes? Oh, yeah, you was raping people and drugging them. Yeah, we got you. Puffy, you want that? You want to sue for liquor? We got you too. Now imagine if there wasn't no such thing as racism, and you wouldn't have all the so-called other races of people kicking against that. See, I told you that they're just black people, they just the animals and this and that. Instead of exposing the fucking elite. Stupid motherfuckers, bro. It's to the point I don't speak. If I'm not spoken to, I'm not speaking. Because I can feel a lot of energy and it's a lot of weird shit going on. And you're not dragging me into your little racist bullshit. None of that. Your hate bullshit. I don't want no parts of none of that shit. I want no parts of none of that shit. But I'm not going to apologize for being black either. What's that mean? I'm going to expose the bullshit that that the elite do. I'm going to expose it all. That's my job. Don't tell me to apologize for being black by saying be quiet. No. I'm not telling you to apologize, so don't tell me to apologize. Don't get mad when I talk about, you know, the so-called black people was this and that. Don't get mad. You hid something from me. So you can't get mad at me for exposing what was been hidden. Trying to make it seem like they was just existing people on a fucking slave boat swinging from a fucking tree. You liar. I can't front though. You've done a great job of making them basically be nothing. They was here, kings and queens, and you have done a magnificent job to make them be this because they don't know who they are. That's where I think that's why a lot of racist people have a problem with you exposing who black people really are, because eventually they're going to want to get back to where they used to be. The more they realize, oh shit, I was somebody. It's in my DNA. The more they see that shit, the more they're going to want to be that shit. There's a reason why when you go to school, they just show the great Abraham Lincolns and all that, the so-called great people. They show these people, and when it comes to you, you're nowhere to be found. Even when it comes to churches in the Bible, you're nowhere to be found, but yet you are man, let me be quiet about it. Period. They hide you in the Bible. They don't want you to know that you're in there. There's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. You would think there's no black person in this Bible. And that's another thing, though. The so-called Messiah, Jesus, whatever you want to call it. Oh, no, he was not black. He was Middle Eastern. Anything but black, huh? But guess who fits the fucking curses? Anything but black. He was anything but black. Never that. Stupid motherfuckers, bro. Are you sure about that? If ain't nobody else fitting those curses. Nobody. If he ain't black, then I don't know what he is. He can't be Middle Eastern, because they know their heritage. They know who they are. The only people that have a crisis of not knowing who they are is you know who. But everybody want to play dumb and act like, nah, you just tripping, Twan, shut up. Or laugh. A racist just want to laugh online. It's just sad. You just bait us. You just bait us. And I don't want to be around beta males, man. I don't want nothing to do with you. You hate for no reason. You know, just sickening. You gotta make it seem like if you interracial date, you're gonna be a single mother and all this. I would never do that if I had a black daughter. I would never do that, because I'm not a beta. Or you can't come to my house. The little white kid can't come to my house. You just get the fuck out of here. You people are sick, man. And I'm gonna keep exposing you. You sick. I would never, ever in my life do some shit like that. Or shoot some kid or something if I was a cop because he's a different race. Or so. I could never do some shit like that. I just couldn't. A little kid could call me the N-word. I wouldn't even do it. I'd just walk away from his ass. I wouldn't do nothing. I just wouldn't. I just can't. That's just not me. But we different people, I guess. You know, racist people or who they are, that's black, white, whatever. And I'm who I am. It just grinds my gears that it's always an excuse. It's always, I don't care what happened to you, basically. That's what I get from it. I'm not apologizing for shit. Nobody asked you to apologize, but why even say that? Why even say it? See, there's a reason for that. But truth be told, it's mainly the elite. They're creating some other diversion. The new thing now is I'm not apologizing for being white. There's a reason why that man came on and made that speech. You better believe it. He didn't just think of that. He didn't just pull that shit out of his ass. There's a reason why, you know, if you're a woman watching, you know how y'all be slick. You say certain things for certain reasons to get reactions and shit like that. Same thing with that. There's a reason why that man said that shit. He ain't just say it just to say it. And it's not your average, everyday, so-called white people who should be apologizing. It's the elite. They're the ones that's doing this shit to everybody, including the so-called average white people, everyday white people. The elite shitting on them too. But some of them have been programmed to be against black people or to think that it's not against them, it's only against black people. That's what being racist does, or being programmed to be racist does. All they do is rob and steal. But I'm going to ignore the elite that look like me that fucking bring drugs, guns, and everything, stealing from everybody's mortgages, taxes, and everything. Oh no, I will never ever say nothing about that guy. I'll just point at the little black guy on the street corner. Stupid dummy. You deserve to be robbed by your own people. This is what racism gets you. That would be no different than me saying, I'm only going to point the finger at well, the shit that the white people have put out here for me to fall as a black man for. But I'm going to ignore the rappers and all that shit. That's stupid. That's why you're going to fall. That's why you're not going to be set free. Because you're only pointing the finger when it comes to other races. You're not pointing the finger at the other people that look like you. See, I will. I like hip hop and all that shit. That's just one excuse. Or not excuse. That's just one example. I like rap. I'm always going to like rap. But again, I understand why I shouldn't indulge or why it's put here. And that's not all rap. A lot of rap got a lot of gems. Especially a lot of Tupac earlier shit. His shit was basically my dad, man. I wouldn't be where I'm at without Tupac, for real. But I also understand that a lot of that hip hop is, especially today, let's just say today's shit. That shit has been put here to program people, dumb people down. Now, if I was a racist person, I would ignore all that and just say, white man, white man, white man. That's exactly what a lot of, I'm not apologizing for white people, I'm not apologizing for being white. That's exactly what they basically are doing. I'm going to ignore what the elite done because they look like me. Basically, they say, I'm not apologizing for what the elite are doing to you. But in the same breath, they'll act like there's no such thing as racism. So let me get this straight. You have no problem with the elite doing the shit they do, and you claim there's no racism, which would mean that the elite are doing it to everybody, right? It's either the elite are doing it to everybody or they're only doing it to black people. Which one is it? If there's no such thing as racism, that means they're putting poison in Little Johnny cereal too. You ain't mad about that? Or you just gonna be mad at the black guy on the street corner? That ain't got nothing to do with the poison put in your fucking food, man. He ain't got nothing to do with you getting robbed of your mortgage. You see me and lock your door. Meanwhile, you getting robbed by the elite constantly, every day. But in your mind, it's the black person that's going to steal from me. You already been stolen from. You just don't get it because they look like you, or you just too ignorant. You're too racist or too ignorant to see it. You shouldn't apologize for being white, but you should be very aware of who they talking about when they want these people to be exposed. You should be very aware of who they talking about. Why? Because these same people are doing the same shit to you. Man, that woman is thick as hell. I'm sorry, dog. I'm sorry. This woman right here is... Damn. You women better go to the gym. Nah, for real, though. Like, how the fuck do you get that thick? That's crazy. That's crazy, man. I hate to say it, but there's just so many white males that it's just sad because they don't realize, I don't know if they don't know or they just don't realize. It could be a little bit of both, but one day, hopefully they'll wake up and realize that hopefully one day they'll wake up and realize, you know what, the people who look like me, even though I ain't got nothing to do with it, the people who look like me are doing some bullshit. And this is what I don't get to. This is another thing, and this is a nail in the fucking coffin, and I'm done. I already exposed that I'm quick to point out shit that black people are doing. I got to. I have to point out shit black people are doing for black people to become better people. You have to expose it. You got to expose what you're doing wrong to make it right, right? But guess what? Here's the nail in the coffin. Why is it okay when the so-called white males expose the so-called government and shit? And I know y'all see them do it, right? You can expose that shit, right? All day long. But when I do it, I'm not apologizing. It becomes, I'm not apologizing for being white. Wait a minute. We are exposing the same government. Why is it when you do it, it's okay, but when I do it, I'm not apologizing for being white, or you want something handed to you, you EBT card monkey, this or that. Why is it that when I expose them, but when you expose them, it's okay? That's a question for all white America, males, because it's usually you. And I'm not being mean. I want you to explain this without being hatred or mad at me. Why is it okay for you to expose this so-called elite man of sin, but when I do it, I'm being racist, I'm asking for shit, and all this other shit? Why? That's fucking hypocrites. You're doing the same thing. Again, it goes back to the same shit. It's okay for you to do certain shit. You can do certain shit I can't, and I can do certain shit you can't. That's the way it is, because that's the way the elite made it. If you expose anything about America as a black person, you're crying and you're begging for reparations and this and that. But if they do it, they just kicking some knowledge or some shit. And I feel like Charlie Kirk was just another plant that make people against each other. Why even touch on the topic of reparations? Honestly, the elite owes everybody reparations. They've been stealing from everybody. How come Charlie Kirk didn't say that? Instead, he tried to make it more about black people asking for shit and all this other shit. But every race complains about the government, so what's the difference? Every race cries about the government. That's the same thing as asking for change. It's the same thing. Why is it different if it's a black person doing it? Why? I'm waiting for the answer. Because nobody got the fucking answer. We know the answer. Ain't nobody worried about no government. Ain't nobody worried about no people apologizing for any of that. Because ultimately, I know why black people was in slavery and still are. But guess what? Everybody's still in slavery right now. Especially the so-called Israelites. So, you know, you could crack your jokes and show pictures of people hanging and all that. Even though in Acts, it says the so-called Messiah was hung on a tree, not nailed to a cross. Hung on a tree. Go look it up in Acts. Just like the slaves was. I wonder why. I wonder why the so-called Messiah was hung on a tree like the slaves. Interesting. We're not even going to get into that. It's not even worth it, man. It's not even worth it. He was not nailed to no cross. Go look at Acts. They slew him from a tree. Just like they did the slaves. I just don't understand why these people can't just be like, look, I'm not going to lose in life for you or give you my job and all these other things. But, you know, I understand why you're exposing the shit that happened. You go ahead and do your thing. This is about your people. You expose it. Why is it okay for Jewish people to expose the Holocaust, the fake Holocaust? Because the real one was the so-called Atlantic slave trade, but whatever. Why is it okay for them to expose that? But if you expose some shit, you're wrong and you're a crybaby and you're the N-word and this and that. Why? I'm not apologizing for being white. Why? Why is it that? Can someone please explain to me why? It's a scary ass world right now, man. It's a scary ass world. I refuse to be a hater. You know what I mean? Just hating people because of their race, and even though there's only one race to begin with, but that's besides the point. I refuse to hate people because of their features. Like that. Because you look different. And that goes for male, female, whatever. Not hate you because you're a female. They got programming of, they hitting you from all kind of angles. They hitting you with the sexist bullshit and the race bullshit and the rich and poor bullshit. Anything they could do to create the division. If you don't know the truth, you're going to be bound up in that shit. You're not going to understand. You're just not going to be I'm mad because it's the black people's fault that there's no welfare or they're the only ones on welfare. This is the type of shit that binds people's minds, not knowing the truth. Oh, he probably was reaching for something. That's why the cop killed him. It's always them. Typical this and that. But if you knew that they was killing your stupid ass too, you'd be like, damn, the cop killed somebody else. Instead of, man, we already know why they killed a black person. See, that's what racism do. But if you were smart and you wasn't racist and you knew the truth, you'd be like, damn, they got another one. These motherfuckers is dirty. They got another person. But when you're racist, they just got another black person. Who cares? See, when you get the truth, you know, damn, they just killed the white dude the other day. That goes for black people too. When you know the truth, you know that they killing other racist people too. So you're not all in your feelings, I'm about to go ride or whatever case. You know the truth. Or maybe it's some fake shit. The real shit be the shit that you hear about throughout your town, like such and such got killed by a cop yesterday. That's some real shit. That fake shit be the shit that everybody heard about. Because if not, then how come I ain't hear about somebody getting killed in California yesterday? Why is it I only hear certain stories, like Rodney King or some shit? How come I ain't hear about somebody who got killed by a cop yesterday in L.A.? I know it happened, probably more than likely. Why didn't I hear about that? Why didn't you hear about it? You only hear about that bullshit that they want you to hear about, the worldwide fake bullshit. That's why they put it out worldwide, to cause division, distractions, racism, etc. I'm not keeping beating a dead horse. I'm getting the fuck off this video, man. Give a fuck what people think. You want to be racist or whatever, that's on you. Knock your fucking socks off. I don't give a fuck. But I'm not going to be. I'm not going to be. And if I have kids, I'm not going to let them be. They going to know about black people and shit, though. But I'm not going to raise them. You can't date this and that. I'm not doing that. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. I'm not doing that shit, man. This shit's corny to me. Beta male, small dick energy. Always jealous of another man. Just betas. You can't be that fucking unsatisfied with yourself, bro. To the point you just always got something to say about other people's lives and just hating on motherfuckers and sexist towards other people. And I just feel like everybody guilty of the same shit. That's why I don't believe in the racism and the sexism. Everybody guilty of the same shit. I've never seen a comment about a black person that doesn't apply to the other races. I've never seen a comment that a black person might make that doesn't apply to them. About other races. I've never seen it. It pretty much applies to every fucking body. And that's what they don't want y'all to know, man. They want y'all to keep division, man. And I know it's hard. I know a lot of knuckleheads make it hard for you to not be racist, or maybe it's not hard, because I don't think it's hard, but I understand that there's a lot of people that can influence people to feel a certain way about certain people. But my thing is, I always look at it as that could have been a black person that done the same shit. Black person could have done the same shit that this racist motherfucker just did or said or whatever the case. You know, they do shit that I don't like either, just as much as the other people. So what's the point of, it's not about the race. Money and the power. Money and the power. Fuck, man. Trust me, man. I see a lot of, I'm very good at feeling energy. Like, I could just see it. Like, man, what did I do to you? I don't say that to the person, but I could just see it. Like, you don't like me. You don't even know me. I could be the best fucking person, best friend you've ever met. But since I look like this, you automatically by default, you just another black. This is what racism does. Motherfuckers be missing out on some of the greatest people that could have been possibly put in their life from God, but you stupid ass want to be racist and all this other dumb ass shit. You want to be beta males and shit. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, the other people who look just like you, crossing you like a motherfucker, doing you dirty like a motherfucker, and you don't even care. You don't even care. I think racism is more of a problem with males than females. I'm not saying women ain't, but I think it's more a problem with the female or the males. I think it's like 90%. And that's of all races. I think all men have an issue with this race shit. And y'all go ahead and do that shit. Me, personally, I refuse. I refuse, man. I don't know who God's putting in my life for what reasons. You know what I mean? So I don't want to miss out on my blessings. You know? Somebody of another race could be put in my life to save my life, change my life. You don't know that. Just like somebody of my own race could be put in my life. You know, like people, oh, he's a square, I ain't fucking with him. I only fuck with the real niggas and shit. Like, dumb shit like that is the reason why motherfuckers is in positions they in. You know that so-called square you talk about? That motherfucker could have changed your life. Could have helped you end up a businessman or some dumb shit. But you've been programmed to be toxic and dumb, so you don't see it. Catch y'all on the next one, man.